The Count of Monte Cristo, an Expectancy Violations Theory by Sarah Kress. Theory background. Expectancy violation theory suggests that people hold expectations about the nonverbal behaviors of others. This theory was developed by Judy Bergen in 1978. She currently teaches communication at the University of Arizona. Judy not only has a doctorate in communication and educational psychology, but has also published over 300 articles and written 14 books. Dr. Bergen understood the importance of nonverbal actions in communication and came up with this theory in hopes to illustrate that not all unexpected actions are negative in nature. Individuals have preconceived notions about how others should act. When the behavior does not follow what is expected, there are many factors that come under consideration when determining how to react when these violations are made. Description of the conflict. The movie The Count of Monte Cristo clearly depicted examples of this theory. Edmund was shocked when Fernand would not help him escape the police. He considered them to be best friends, and this was the first nonverbal violation he had noticed. He was taken aback right before the priest died when he discovered that he had the treasure map. The thought of the priest taking part in deception flabbergasted him. Edmond did not kill Jacopo, even when it seemed to be the only option. Jacopo was surprised that they were both allowed to live. Later, Edmund's expectancy was threatened again when he discovered Mercedes in the carriage. When she kissed him, he did not react in the way she predicted. Analysis of conflict. Fernand acted differently from what would have been expected because he was secretly infatuated with Edmund's fiancée. Edmund, totally unaware of the internal feelings of Mondego, had no reason to believe he would be betrayed. Dantes was left to wonder about the motives behind both the nonverbal actions shown from Fernand and the law official. It took Edmond Dantes years in prison to decide how he was going to react and confront those who had violated his expectations. Because of his relationship with Fernand, Edmond's violation balance was negatively higher, as the behavior was completely against everything he believed his friend would do. In the end of the film, Edmond finally confronted Fernand Mondego and was prepared to take his revenge. After some interjection from Albert, the two ended up fighting. Fernand believed that Dantes did not have it in him to commit murder. Mondego was shocked when Edmund stabbed him through with the sword. Fernand proceeded to say, "What happened to your mercy?" Edmund then replied, "I'm a count, not a saint." Throughout the film, many of the expectancy violations were perceived as negative and left the individuals unsure of what the outcome should be. The positive violations caused some amount of uncertainty for those involved as well. Recommendations to improve conflict. In the beginning of the film, the confrontation where Fernand drew a sword on Edmund could have been avoided if Mondego had previously exposed his feelings about Mercedes and the effect it had on their friendship. The whole issue started from a lack of communication, so neither party had a realistic knowledge to form true expectations. From this theory, if Fernand had reacted in a positive way, his expectancy violations might not have been as severe. Because of the relationship he had with Edmund, Anything he would have done that went against their history would have been worse. If I had the opportunity to advise them, I would tell the characters to have open forms of communication in order to prevent such extremely negative expectancy violations. Of course, this is easier said than done, because Fernand's actions were led by jealousy and lust. He could not bear to see his friend have any joy or success. Edmund had such a trusting personality that he was blind to the fact that Mondego was really no friend at all. Edmund truly believed that Mondego was his closest male associate, which made his betrayal heartbreaking. Edmund should have focused more on the nonverbal actions in order to save him from the terrible misfortunes that befell him. Conclusion. I learned that there really is no way to prepare for or avoid expectancy violations. Mondego thought his betrayal of Dantes was foolproof, but was still shocked when he encountered his old friend. I also discovered the deeper one believes their relationship is with another person, the more widespread their valiance violation will be. In the future, I would suggest paying more attention to the nonverbal cues as possible. Many times before a major violation takes place, there are precursors that can be used to minimize the damage of the exaggerated negative or positive effects the actions may have.